All right, so let's open up this battery here. This is a brand new Braille lightweight battery. Got it off a guy, got it from a guy off of Marketplace. It's 11.5 pounds. Braille lightweight AGM battery. That just means it's not a lithium. The lithium ones tend to be able to run a little longer without being charged. They have a little longer lifespan as a result of that. I'm going to post a link that's going to break down the difference between AGM and lithium batteries without me having to spend too much time on it. But you see it's got, first of all, it's super tiny. This is my MacBook Air, which I believe is a 13-inch, and it's pretty teeny tiny. It does have 904 cranking amps, but the thing about these that you have to be very careful about is they are not the right battery for any car that has any kind of parasitic draw power-wise. That means if you have a battery, if you have a radio that's connected, a clock, anything that stores memory, you need to disconnect these because it'll just drain the battery. So that's why you really should get one of these, which is what we're going to install. It will basically, once we get these posts that come with it, this kit comes with the battery, the post, it comes with some anchors. If you have a tie down, you could mount this back into the battery tray. We're going to eliminate that, obviously. Comes with some stickers, caution stuff. This is a registration card, tells you it was made in 8/14/2018, just over 2 years old. I did test it before I bought it. It was reading right at 12 volts, so it's still good. But something like this, we can mount the post here to the negative. This will sit on that, or we can mount it sideways, whatever. And our negative is going to sit here, so that way when we're done driving, we can pull this lever out here, and we no longer have any ground to the battery. So there's no way this thing can have any kind of draw on it. All right, so I don't get killed by my wife, we're gonna lay a towel down for this thing. Turn on, sucker. There we go. Because I guarantee you there will be a smudge from this battery. So it's not gonna pick up a rag like this. It shouldn't. I mean, it's a few grams, but all right, let's see what this thing weighs. This is a regular old Napa Legend. 36.66 pounds. That's awesome. So that's 25.1 pounds if my hillbilly arithmetic is correct. So when we compare this guy to the Napa Legend, this is the difference. Significantly smaller. Of course, it weighs nothing. But the neat thing that I'm hoping is going to work out is not only do we get to shed the battery. Hell, there's not even a tie down on this, so I'm going to have to find some way to. I'm hoping to pull the battery out, the tray out, and then way up under here, there's actually like a support, and I'm hoping to pull that out too. So this side is essentially going to look like this side. It's just going to be bare. And then I'm going to try to mount the battery to that wall. Cool. Now we can see down in there. Nice. So we went to Home Depot today. We looked for some different gauges of wire. Here I'm holding some 2 gauge they didn't have 4 gauge. I needed some 4 and some 0. All they had is 2 and 0. So we're going to use this 2. We're going to cut it down, make it fit some terminals that we found that's supposed to work with 4 gauge. This will be an okay-ish clean look. We basically need 3 ground wires. We're already working over here by the battery. So we got a negative ground on the battery, a negative on the transmission, and then the motor itself needs a ground. So we're going to upgrade everything. We're already in the area. We're already messing with it. So let's see what we can do.
As you can see here, we basically had to cut down some of the wires to shrink the gauge. You can do that. You still got, it's kind of weird, you know, it's like we're running 2 gauge, but it's 4 gauge. As you call this a terminal now. We're going to have to cut this down to size, and the same for the other one. We're going to have to cut the transmission as well. Big boy ground, not for no weaklings, or it's actually maybe white trash, same thing. So, as you can see, I'm trying to reuse these bolts and stuff, but the ground was down here, and there isn't any paint in this hole, so when you thread it in, the bolt actually makes contact with the chassis of the car. Here, it's not the same. It looks like there is some paint in here. Maybe there's not, but I just wanted to make sure. Went ahead and sanded the paint off around here. That way this terminal is actually going to make a good ground. We shouldn't have any connection problems. Alright, so we got that all finished up. But I've got to figure out how to mount this battery somehow. I can't just hook it up and let it sit there. If you run at a track, they're going to do the inspections. They're going to look at that. Not having a battery tied down is like the most obvious thing to get you not eligible to run. And it's not really safe anyways. So we're just using a vise. I found this strap at Home Depot for like $4. It's some fairly thin metal. It's going to be strong enough to hold the battery. The battery obviously doesn't weigh much, but we're just marking the dimensions of the battery out. We're going to make a bracket that's just going to bolt right to the side of the chassis. Putting it in a vise, using the BFH to beat it down and make these creases, and this should work for forming it at least. Also, a quick note, if you bend this and try to, your lines aren't right, and it's crooked or something like that, and you try to bend it back, it's going to snap. That's what this one just did. So we got to work from the other end now. Starting over. All right, looks like we got the
positive side straight. Kind of more wire than I wanted to run, but going from here straight to here, which is kind of how it was hanging, I just didn't like the positive wiring being really anywhere near the negative side, so I figured I'd just kind of run it out of the way. This is extra wire. It looks a little sloppy, but we can go back and address it later, trim some stuff back, and maybe kind of hide it on this side of the intake pipe. But we're just going to hook the negative up real quick and should be ready to start. I'll post the links to everything about the battery and some other stuff. Should have the much awaited exhaust video coming. Not that anybody cares, but I've been trying to get this done ever, so I'm excited to drop